Hi, welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, we have the question root x minus 1 is equal to the sixth root of 3x into 1 minus x to solve for x. How do we go about that? Without much ado, we just get straight into our work. So we have the root of x minus 1 is equal to the sixth root of 3x, the sixth root of 3x into 1 minus x. How do we solve for x in this equation? The first thing to do is to remove the sixth root, this radical sign with the sixth root. Okay, so let's first of all write this in index form to see clearly. Square root x minus 1 means x minus 1 raised to the power half. The sixth root of this expression means 3x into 1 minus x, all of that raised to the power 1/6. So to remove the sixth root, like we said, all we have to do is to do away with the power 1/6. The only way to go about that is to raise this side to the power 6. And since we have to respect equality, we should also raise this side to the power 6. When we do that, we see that 2 here cancels here, 3 and 6 cancels. And so we obtain x minus 1 to the power 3 is equal to this expression inside here, 3x into 1 minus x. Okay, now this is x minus 1 cubed, 3x into 1 minus x. We have to expand this left hand side. Okay, it simply means we are going to multiply x minus 1 by itself 3 times. Okay, we open another parenthesis, 3x minus 3x multiplied to 1 is 3x. 3x multiplied to negative x is negative 3x squared. So expanding this, we can take this first two and we expand, and then later on we continue the expansion with this other term. So write x minus 1 into, let's do this one outside, x minus 1 into x minus 1. X multiplied to x is x squared. X multiplied to negative 1 is negative x. Negative 1 multiplied to x is negative x. Negative 1 multiplied to negative 1 is positive 1. So this gives us x squared, negative x minus 2x plus 1. So we take this and we put here. So we have x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 3x minus 3x squared. Now next, we continue our expansion. We now take this and multiply out with this. So we're going to have x multiplied to x squared is x cubed. X multiplied to negative 2x is negative 2x squared. X multiplied to 1 is positive x. We now take negative 1. Negative 1 multiplied to x squared is negative x squared. Negative 1 multiplied to negative 2x is going to give us positive 2x. Negative 1 multiplied to positive 1 is going to give us negative 1. So it's equal to 3x minus 3x squared. Now, what we have here, let's continue our simplification to have x cubed. This is x squared negative 2x squared, and minus x squared gives us negative 3x squared. X plus 2x gives us positive 3x, and then minus 1 is equal to 3x minus 3x squared. So what do we see here? We are seeing the terms that are on the right hand side, they happen to be here also. So let's bring everything from the right hand side into the left hand side. So we have x cubed negative 3x squared when we take this negative 3x squared here, bring it this way, become positive 3x squared. Then plus 3x. Bringing this one here, this positive 3x this way becomes negative 3x. And then minus 1. Now we have 0. So when we look carefully, we'll see negative 3x squared plus 3x squared is 0. 3x minus 3x is 0. And so what we get finally is x cubed minus 1 is equal to 0. That's what we get at this point. Now we should be very careful not to make the error to say that we will take negative 1 from the left hand side to the right hand side to obtain x cubed equals 1, and then later on take cube roots of both sides, so to obtain x equals 1. When we do that, then we're going to have just one solution, x equals 1. But remember, this is a polynomial of degree 3. So it's a polynomial equation of degree 3, which is supposed to have 3 solutions. Remember, our domain of solution was not restricted. If they had asked us to work only on a set of real numbers, then we would have ended our solution here. But our domain of solution is not restricted, so we have to bring out all possible solutions, even including solutions in the complex number field. So let's go ahead and bring out all the solutions. What do we do then from here? When we get this, we can see clearly that x cubed minus 1 is actually a difference of 2 cubes, where we can write 1 as 1 cube. So this expression again can be written as x cubed minus 1 cube is equal to 0. 1 cube is just the same as 1. We'll write it as such so as to be able to use the difference of cubes identity, which tells us that this expression now becomes x minus 1 into x squared. Their product is plus x, and then plus 1 is equal to 0 when we use the difference of cubes identity. Now we have the product of two expressions giving us 0. All right, two expressions giving us 0. Either this first one is 0 or the second expression is 0. Either x minus 1 is 0, and if that is the case, it therefore means x equals 1, the one that we had earlier on, the solution we had earlier. So this is the first solution, x is equal to 1. Then we take the second case, or x squared plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, this is a quadratic equation, so we have to solve to get the remaining 2 solutions. A quadratic equation must always have 2 solutions. So that when we add to this, we'll have all the 3 solutions of this cubic equation. Let's collect our coefficients. The coefficient of x squared term is 1. The coefficient of the x term is 1, and our constant is 1. All right, so when we use the quadratic formula, x equals minus b plus minus the root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Putting these values of a, b, c, d carefully, we're going to obtain x is equal to minus 1 plus minus the root of 1 squared minus 4 into 1 into 1 all over 2 into 1. This means x is equal to negative 1 plus minus the root. 1 squared is 1 minus 4 multiplied to 1 is 4 all over 2. This gives us negative 1 plus minus the root of negative 3 all over 2. What is the root of negative 3? The root of negative 3 can be written as the root of negative 1 times 3. This is the same as root of negative 1 into root of 3. Now, root of negative 1 is the imaginary number I, and then we just multiply to root 3. So, root negative 3 is actually I root 3. So, let us come and put that there. So, we have x now is equal to negative 1 plus minus I root 3 all over 2. This gives us the remaining two solutions, which you can separate them as x equals negative 1 plus I root 3 all over 2 and x equals negative 1 minus I root 3 all over 2. So we got all three solutions. We got x equals 1, x equals negative 1 plus I root 3 all over 2, and x equals negative 1 minus I root 3 all over 2.